Hello, fellow Cancer risings. You can tell I've been doing this for a while. It's Mandy Ray, and I'm here for your new moon in Pisces forecast. Let's go ahead and share what's going on here. I've got a new little way of doing this. Do I have the right one chosen? Yes, Cancer first house. Okay, so I made this chart. Hopefully, you can follow along. I would like to draw your attention to, first of all, Cancer is your first house. That's how you appear, your identity, yourself, your independence. And it's what determines the rest of your houses, right? So that's how we can say that Pisces, where the new moon is your ninth house, okay? So if you want to think of the new moon as planting seeds, especially faith-based or intuition seeds, right? Or dreams or spirituality, where is it planting it? It's planting it here. Higher education, beliefs, exploration, philosophy, publishing, expansion, travel. Okay. So something there is what you're dreaming about. It could be that you're reevaluating some personal truth, some belief, some direction in life, because the ninth house is adventure. It's about your path. Okay. So you're being encouraged to believe, or actually to have faith about something here, right? Maybe in what you know, maybe in the higher education system, maybe in travel, maybe in self-help books, either, or maybe in sharing your story. I mean, that really is a part of the ninth house. Maybe it's being really rooted in what you know. The only thing is that Jupiter is here in Gemini, which is your 12th house. Do it, see, like the way I said that, your 12th house. Jupiter's expansion, it's in Gemini, which is logic, right? So it's expanding logic in the most illogical place possible for Cancer risings, which is dreams, mysticism, intuition, delusions, unknown, right? So we're supposed to be logical about the unknown. Yes, you are. I know that's crazy, but this is where we're getting our messages from. Okay. So we're supposed to dive into that intellectually, like on purpose, in order to dream up the path, the adventure, the story, in order to share what we know. It's really more like integrating what we know so that we can share it. Those two things may not go together, right? But we're trying to make them. And I think this new moon is encouraging us to do that. All right. So the only other thing is that Venus is going to go retrograde. Where? Oops, sorry, that's the wrong place. Doop, 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 derp, derp, derp. Let me erase all this. All right. So Venus and Mercury will go retrograde in your 10th house of career. Okay. Shoop. So these two areas at the top are really what's being focused on right now. March 1st, Venus goes retrograde. March 15th, Mercury goes retrograde. Now, here's the way I've been kind of working this out for myself. Saturn, which is obstacles, this is him right here, and Pisces has been in your area of truth, making you question, do I even know anything? It's kind of like imposter syndrome stuff, right? Which may have had you kind of, and like, I guess, apathetic about your career, confused about career. We had eclipses here in the 10th house. And as a Cancer rising, those eclipses over the last 18 months, all it did was make me anxious about the fact that I needed to do more with my career. It didn't really have me making moves appropriate. Why? Because this Aries eclipse stuff is ending with Mars retrograde, right? So Mars rules Aries. It is the director of your 10th house of career. So whatever Mars is doing, I want you to always think of your career. If you're seeing a Mars retrograde or a Mars this, if you're reading astrology, that's your career area. Also happens to be your fifth house too, but that's for another time. That's Scorpio. Um, that being said, Mars retrograde happened in your first house of self, your body. Really, really surprising considering I had a bunch of health problems, right? That totally makes sense. The health problems, I think, really led to the final hoorah of being apathetic about my career, or my public reputation, or my ambition. Really, ambition works for me for this specific thing, right? I had to remember who I was. That was the Mars retrograde, or maybe turn into something new. It's really all connected. So, this area, Mars retrograde, well, Mars is direct now. We can move forward. Like maybe this is when you go, I'm gonna go get my hair done. It needs to be a little darker red now. Maybe I'm gonna go buy some clothes. I'm definitely working on my image when it comes to YouTube and the way I present myself and how I feel about myself. So Venus retrograde now can go in and change the stuff we weren't able to change during eclipse season. Well, we really wanted to change it, but there was just resistance, so much resistance. And maybe some things happen, but Mars retrograde really fixed that. And Venus retrograde is really going to have us reevaluating how we're doing career, what we want to do with career. Okay. So will Mercury retrograde. It's rethinking and reevaluating. The other thing is the eclipse March 29th will be happening here. It's the last Aries kind of hurrah as well. So that's going to also lead to more belief in ourselves, maybe teaching, maybe sharing, maybe traveling for us. Okay. I think the only other thing is don't forget this part, the spiritual part of yourself. Don't forget to, um, I think, ground yourself in logic, even if you are flirting with the mystical and the spiritual. I know for me, I mean, it makes sense for me. I'm an astrologer. I need to maybe not go off into um, addiction, escapism with Jupiter and Gemini, right? I don't need to do that. That's a 12th house thing. And escapism is exactly what I did. Jupiter made that really easy for me. But now it's something different. Now I'm being encouraged to spiritually align to my truth. And I hope that you feel the same way. All right, that'll do it for me. Don't forget about the Eclipse Workshop March 12th, ecstaticastrology.com if you need anything. I'll catch you on the flip side March 14th for the lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is your sixth house.